Hi everyone, welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mentions. I'm Marianne. Thank you for tuning in today. Welcome to your January readings 2022. I'm super excited to be here with you. I am going to mention a couple things. I'm going to be doing a reading for every single featured sign, which is every sign in the zodiac. I call it my featured sign of the day. I will definitely be picking a highlighted connection, which is what Spirit wants you to know about as far as a specific person, energy, or characteristic of that particular sign. And that will be notable and somehow influencing you for the month of January. And I'm not going to be reading the mid-month readings. I will mention the three main things about January astrologically that I like to incorporate, because it is a part of something that's not only an individual aspect, but it is a collective. I mean, these energies are strong and they're very influential, and it's how we allow them to, affect our lives, of course. It's always free will. But knowing about that and knowing that they're happening is, I think, really important as far as I'm concerned in my readings. And it coincides with Tarot anyway. It just always has. So, but the main one is that we are definitely in Capricorn season. It is definitely winter. And we definitely have Venus retrograde in Capricorn, which started on December 19th and will run through January 29th. So, in addition to that, we definitely will have Mercury retrograde starting on the 14th of January and running through, the first week of February. Okay, so having said that, it is a perfect time for me personally, and it's a perfect time during these energies to review, renew, reevaluate, revisit, relax, retreat, in which I will be doing all of those. I do have my other job, and I do want to take the time to read up on some of the things that I received as gifts that I'm so interested in doing, and to allow more experience, more understanding. You can never learn enough about life in general, but certainly when it comes to tarot and astrology. And I've got this beautiful Akashic book record, which I've always wanted to delve into. So, and then just bettering the channel, I've got a wonderful new microphone that I want to, utilize, and just start personal readings, to be honest. So figuring all that out, perfect for everybody. And today's featured sign is that of beautiful Taurus. So Taurus, this is an important year for you. My gosh, we have Uranus, your ruling planet, which will be there the whole year and actually for quite some time after. And that's going to be about your deepest. I mean, you're an earth sign, okay? So you understand that you really take things on a level of deeply. You're very interested in nature, in being practical, in long-term, investments, energy towards whatever it is you have in mind. I mean, you are a Venus-ruled sign. With Venus in retrograde, both you and Libras that are ruled by Venus, you're going to be affected. You're going to notice it even more maybe than every other sign, because that's your ruling planet. So with Venus in retrograde, it affects our relationships, our money. It affects how we feel about ourselves physically, mentally. It's about what we consider to be beautiful in life, whether it's aesthetically or just a beautiful sunset, for example, fixing our gardens, something that, gets your hands dirty. Just, it's a very, very magical kind of energy. And when it's in retrograde, it's about going inward and sitting with ourselves and allowing the pace to be what it is, focusing on the things that matter, focusing on the things that we love, focusing on them to understand what we need to grow with, to let go with, just everything that's involved there. And then with Mercury, it's the mind, it's the communication, those things get slowed down. It's a time to just kind of, if you can stop and take a vacation during this time, it's always great, but certainly be flexible, because there'll be changes in schedules and delays and things that we never know exactly are going to happen, perhaps transportation-wise with Mercury. And so just taking those deep breaths now and focusing on details of new ideas and transformations for this new year that'll occur certainly, hopefully after. But if it's already in progress, that's fine too. Just know that you don't need to rush. I don't ever feel that your energy is about rushing, to be honest. It's more, regimented and routine so that one foot in front of the other kind of mentality, and just thoroughness and long-term, investments of all types come to mind. So I'm going to pick your highlighted connection, Taurus, because I keep saying these recordings definitely have to be shorter. The time is just it's not working in my favor. As an air sign, and with retrograde Mercury being in Aquarius, it definitely affects me, always does. So, the shadow period's around the corner. It's already kind of happening. I don't want to play with Mother Nature, if you will, and it just is in my best interest. So your highlighted connection, like I said, Spirit wants you to know about this, Taurus. This is a person, an energy, or characteristics that you're sensing more for whatever reason. These are general readings. I can't say, but I would love you to share with me what you have found to be true. Remembering that retrogrades do bring people back into our lives. And these are love connections of all forms, okay? From family to work relationships and animals and absolutely committed, relationships. So your connection is going to be with Sagittarius. Now, we did have that new moon solar eclipse on December 4th, I believe. And that's still affecting all of us. And that's optimism, and that's spirit, and that's momentum, and that's pointing that arrow, that half man, half horse arrow that the Sagittarius points to. And it's about fully immersing yourself in an idea, in an educated pursuit, in higher learning is essential, in movement of some sort, in if not in actual travel, which might be very appealing to you, more so, I would believe. And then also, I just had in my mind, and I completely forgot, the North Node will be changing in your sign. I'm sorry, I don't remember the exact date, but this is big. And the North Node is our direction, our purpose, what we want to do to better ourselves. There's the South and the North. But being in your sign is a huge, huge thing. And I think you can accomplish things you may never have imagined. So I love that. And I know that you are known as the money sign, so Uranus will change things. It could be up and down at times when it's in your sign, but when it's up, it's real, okay? And then, of course, you're great at understanding about investing and all that, so you won't be going crazy, right? Depending on what other planets, placements you may have. But Sagittarius is an optimistic sign. They're Jupiter ruled. And Jupiter is in Pisces now. So Pisces is a very complementary energy for you. A water and, earth element. Sparking your imagination, your intuition, that gut feeling, that understanding and feeling is huge with Pisces. They're a water sign. They're incredibly creative and artistic and compassionate. So the whole world will have this energy through May, when it then goes into Aries for about 5 months, Jupiter. So, there's so much that can be accomplished, so much we can work through from the last 2 years to help continue to mend and heal, which is another very prominent energy of Pisces. So I feel really beautiful about that. Remember about that Sagittarius. Now, I think the new moon has a lot to do with it. I really do. And then, of course, the full lunar eclipse was in your sign on, the 19th of November. And then the next, a year and a half plus of eclipses will be in your sign and Scorpio. So you're in the limelight here in a lot of ways, and I think it's going to be absolutely beautiful, and it's going to get you places that you've always thought about going but hadn't quite gotten to. So I am going to read the 4 major categories having to do with the highlighted, but with all of your connections in life in general. I'm using this beautiful new deck called the Light Seers deck, which I absolutely love. I'd seen it many times, and I asked Santa and received it. And so the first overall energy for you in the month of January 2022, Taurus, is that of the sun. Wow. Well, that's known as one of the best, I would say close to the best, But I have a few others I love as well, and this is right up there with it. And what's so interesting is that is the fiery aspect. That's Sagittarius. It's definitely Leo is the sign that represents this card because they are ruled by the sun. It is the energy and the momentum and the desires and the ego and the strength and the comforts and the love and the passion and the drive, all of them, all combined, working in your favor, feeling at the top of your game, okay, in all areas, relationship-wise, everything. And with the Venus retrograde and the time to really think things through and to fulfill yourself and those that you care about, it's perfect. So, wow, I love picking that for you. I really do. We've all gone through some times, and now we can... Well, the new moon is on the 2nd, like I said, or if I didn't, I apologize. I've been doing the different readings. But that's in Capricorn, and that's always about initiations and dreams and desires and goals, especially when it's Capricorn, because they're very success-oriented cardinal signs. And you're no exception. You want to be successful. You love luxury and, like I said, all the sensual things in life. Good food, wine, taste. Just be very careful. Take good care of yourself. And this is all about healing as well. So it covers the gamut of that. So that's beautiful, Taurus. And the second category is the possible blessings or obstacles. And you've got the 3 of Cups. So my goodness. Whew. A lot of beautiful, beautiful emotional fulfillment, creative fulfillment, bringing that sun and then going to the 3. This is happiness. This is celebration. Well, we did just finish celebrating, but it still goes through the new year, right? And then we start to kind of settle it down. It's winter. It's like, okay, let's get down to brass tacks. We're in Capricorn season. It's kind of serious, but it helps us. Saturn rules Capricorn, and Saturn is in the sign of Aquarius, so it's about communicating things well and having those discussions and having the ability to think things through in a proper way and find great results because of it. This is beautiful. This is happiness. This is what we all want, and this is what we all certainly deserve. And I'm telling you, you've got this. You've got this. You can have it. You can, if it hasn't been here, it's coming. It's going to be a big part of 2022. It's a 6 year. 6s tend to be more calm, more balanced. 6 is a balance number. Everyday events, life occurrences, balancing work and relationships, home, personal life and such. It's really showing me that you're in that energy and you're going to do very well for yourself, allowing for the challenges, allowing for the times when you know intuitively, which will come in very strong with Pisces, Jupiter and Pisces, to stop, to wait, to be patient. And you're great at being patient. I really give you credit for that. More patient than I am, I'm sure. Third category is finances. We all want to know about that. And it doesn't always have to be money, but I think most of the time it does. And especially when it comes to investing and changing your ideas about that, that's this time as well. Really doing due diligence. Maybe not going with that company and checking out one that would be better for you, that will make your money last longer and that sort of thing. It's certainly about your health and well-being and relationships as well. So whatever it means or pertains to you, your message for that, beautiful Taurus, is the Ace of Wands. Whew, between the Sun and the Ace of Wands, which is, of course, Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. And Aries, when that goes into, when Jupiter goes into Aries, look out, because that's like, wow, that's just, everything just seems so big and powerful. It's leadership, it's confidence, it's happening. There's no holding back, there's no waiting at that point. And the world opens up. The sun shines through, boy. So you've got some incredible, great opportunities. Making choices about which ones to take are always a concern when it has to do with Jupiter in any sign. So not overdoing it, you know, finding that balance. That's a Venus trait as well, because you want to be well. And the world is your oyster. You can accomplish and create as much wealth as you choose to do. Bear that in mind. And with that new moon in Capricorn, as a fellow earth sign, write down your intentions, feel them, believe them, see them, all of the above. That's the law of attraction, and it will come true. It will become your reality. What an amazing reading. And then finally, the last category is that of surprises and wishes. Okay, what is it that you've been creating all along? You know, because it's coming through and it will become a tangible reality for you. And I love reading this because it lets me know where you're at and, you know, what you've been doing, subconsciously or otherwise. We're always manifesting. And you have Temperance. Temperance is the card that represents Sagittarius. So the universe is really, really working and letting you know, yes, whatever information, which happens relatively quickly after eclipses, because they're a fast energy. It can also last 6 months to longer when it reveals the information that will come through for you and how it will affect you. And keeping that balance. It's just what I said. Keeping, you know, changing your internal world, which then, of course, affects your outer world. It's the alchemy of changing water to wine, you know, and being able to be very, very hands-on, even if it's just from an internal spiritual kind of sense, which is a huge aspect of the Pisces energy coming through, a mutable sign that just, there's no boundaries and there's no logic to a lot of the miracles and spiritual aspects of things that happen in the world. You can't pinpoint how it could be possible. It's like a movie. It's like a miracle, right? There's miracles every moment. Allowing that to be, and allowing it to be in a way that is comfortable and not too fast, not too slow, not too hot, not too cold, not, you know, just the calming and the inviting of its natural course, you know, the flow is what I guess I'm really working towards speaking about. But it's absolutely beautiful. And you have so much, I mean, you've got the yin and yang, you know, that just, you keep balanced and things will be far easier for you. And you can always look into ways to do that. You can follow YouTube, you know, beautiful speakers that talk of it. And you might have that beautiful insight within yourself. And you will be getting messages as long as you allow time in nature to be still to hear them. In the silence, you hear them the most. So yeah, that's beautiful. And there's a very strong connection to Sagittarius. So I don't know if that means something to you right now, but I think as time goes on, you're really fully going to understand that. And I love it, because that's optimism. That's travel. It's experience. It's opening your mind, you know, and not being necessarily one-sided about anything, but just allowing these new thoughts, this new world, this new way of being to exist, and feeling beautiful and successful in the process. Love the reading. Absolutely love the reading. I'm going to finish with your oracle message in this beautiful new deck as well, which is the Unshakable Inner Peace deck, oracle deck. Isn't that gorgeous? I always ask for unshakable peace, because peace is where it's at, and peace creates that balance, and it starts from within always. So this special message, when I've gone through them, they're all absolutely beautiful. And the question behind it, like, I want you to actually close your eyes as I read to you and just really feel within yourself what this question is saying and speaking to you, you know, personally, because we're all, you maybe have millions of Tauruses, right? But you have differences nonetheless, and, you know, with different placements, or, you know, in your natal chart, and different desires and wants, of course, right? So, beautiful Taurus, your message is 30, which is a 3, and that is growth and evolution and mastering, you know, just help. And it's working with others. It's emerging. It's a beautiful energy. The how is in the now. What has your intuition been trying to tell you? Because you are an incredibly intuitive sign, and with Pisces being one of the most intuitive signs, Jupiter in that, it expands that. Is that what you're really wanting to focus on the most? Is your innate ability to understand and feel intuitively what needs to happen next and guide you on the path that you need to be? What has it been trying to tell you? Because you're going to be finding out. Look at this gorgeous card. So I am going to read to you what it says very briefly, and I'm just going to tell you that this is very synchronistic to what's happening and the energies that are allowing, you know, this type of message to come through with this spot-on intuition aspect. But 30, I opened right up to it. Oh my gosh. Okay, the number one question that keeps us in a holding pattern is how. How can I get to where I want to be? How can I know what path to take? How will it unfold? We want to know how things will work out before we take the leap. I mean, it is part of human nature, right? We overthink and worry about the unknown who keeps us stuck. You've pulled this card because you've been stuck in the need to know trap, wanting to know how and when something will happen, which is obscuring the clarity you seek. The how is in the now, meaning each step you take will reveal more of the path to you. When you take a step forward, the universe can support you. That is that one step at a time that I was talking about, which is in your nature anyway. So this is perfect as well. So the universe does not respond to questions, but rather to action. What guided action can you take right now? Instead of asking how, change your focus and ask, what can I do right now? Then listen intently for the direction. You may get an inkling through an inner knowing. So I'm going to leave it at that, but I can tell you that you absolutely do know. Venus as your ruling planet in retrograde will bring up incredible answers that you will probably be in awe of. I can honestly say that, and as I'm feeling this. And the Sun, the Three of Cups, Ace of Wands, beginnings and unlimited possibilities of where you can go and where it can take you and lead you, and Temperance. Intuition, knowing what you can change, what you can't, you know, internally, then externally, and, you know, as a side effect of it all. Beautiful, beautiful things. Wonderful, wonderful ways to see life, to perceive life, and to heal. So I'm really grateful to be here with you. I absolutely send you a great amount of love for the month of January. I will not be doing a mid-month because it's time for me to do my retreating, relaxing, reviewing, and all the things that are necessary. And I look really forward to being back with you with some new things to share in February. So until then, take great care. Thank you and bye for now.